Hey y'all, Carla here from Laark Designs. Today we're gonna be calibrating your machine. Well, my machine. Um, Reason for that is because I've been cutting. I've been doing print and cuts, and when I do it, it is not cutting properly. I wish I'd saved the print so that way you could see what happened when I did it. It just didn't cut right, so the lines were not perfect. And you know, when you're working with vinyl, it's expensive, so you want to make sure you're cutting your Cricut is set precisely so you're not wasting a whole lot of vinyl. All right, so let's get started. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go into settings on your Cricut machine, and you're gonna go to calibrate. Then once it says calibrate, it's gonna open up the print and cut calibration, and then you're gonna print your calibration sheet. And it's gonna look like this. So it has the small square inside, the large square on the other side, and all these along the top and sides. All right, so let's get started. You're gonna put your sheet on your mat in the corner, the top, I can never remember my left and right, left corner of your mat. And you wanna make sure that it's set. Then you wanna make sure you have it down properly, securely on your mat. So I'm just going to, I should have done it lengthwise because it's faster. All right, then see, it's on my mat. I'm gonna load it into the Cricut. I'm gonna set it to paper because it's just paper. All right, and I'm gonna hit continue on the screen. So it tells me to do the mat, and I hit continue. Select my Air 2, USB, and now it's going to tell me to press the C. And so now it's going to read the registration marks on the printer. If you've never done print and cut, you will find it interesting because you always get this black line around your print and cut, and you're like, I didn't have that on there before, but that's just a registration mark so that Cricut can read your cuts. So it's reading. That was a terrible cut. It actually ripped my paper. Okay, so now you have to do an assessment. It shows you how it should have cut in the smaller square. And so if it's perfectly aligned to what the screen says, then you would go ahead. You have to choose it, and then you say yes, and then you move along. So let's see. And you're supposed to do this without unloading your mats. I typically use my finger to see where the line cut because I cannot see that without the light on my phone. So it looks like it cut perfectly in the square. So I'm gonna say yes on the screen and continue. Now all those lines at the top and side of the page, that's what it's gonna cut right now. line, I have to find which one goes straight through the middle of the line. So I have to go over here and look at all of the lines and determine. This is easier because it cuts above and below the line, so you don't really have to find which one. So on here, number 11, cut straight through the middle versus all of the rest of them. So I'm gonna go over here on my computer and choose the top line and choose number 11. I always go back and double check to make sure it was the best one, and yes, it is the best one. Now along the sides I have to do the same exact thing, and L is the one that is perfect. Okay, so L. URSL. Alright, and then continue. So now it's going to cut the large square, rectangle, it's not a square. Now I have to find which one is perfectly centered, if it's perfectly centered. Okay. This is below. The top is perfectly centered. The bottom line is below. So I'm gonna have to calibrate it one more time. So I have to unload. Put this in the garbage. Okay, so as you see, it's supposed to cut perfectly inside, but the top and the bottom was off. So that's why I'm gonna do it one more time. That was what the square looked like. You see how much it was off for basic calibration. So to test this now, I'm going to do a print. This was what I printed before and didn't print. So I'm going to try it again and see, using just paper this time instead of using the vinyl first, to make sure that it does print. So now I'm going to go to this window. Let's go, actually, no, it's still paper. No device found. I hate when it says no device found. There we go. And we're gonna cut and see how it cuts. Calibration so far is on point, because the last time I did it, it didn't cut properly. So, let's see. Alright, so let's remove the paper. Oh. It's just paper and it's taking its gentle time. So, it looks like I'm gonna need this. Uh-oh. It's just paper and I don't need it, but I want to see how the calibration came out. So I'd like it to come off properly, but it's not behaving itself. Alright. It is so much easier to work with vinyl than it is to work with paper. Oh my gosh. There we go. And let's cut out these and see how well they did. Okay. So I would say it did well with the collaboration. I keep wanting to say collaboration, but it's calibrate. All right, so there we go. I cut it right here, this way. So my crest came out well, my logo came out well, and this came out, but if you notice, just there is a slight bit of white underneath here. So I would probably do it one more time just to be able to, just to make sure that I got it perfectly, because that is under there. But everything else came out perfectly and cut perfectly, because when I look on here, this is the only bit of color I see, this one here. So this is slightly off. All right, but you can do it again, or if this would work for you, then you could do it, use that setting. All right, thank you everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.